What's going on, BS Nation? This is D. I'm here with my partner, Ray.
Brandon.
So we're kind of gelling here right now.
We're about to make babies.
Oh yeah, we're gonna start talking about some really cool stuff.
Bad things are happening.
So just sit tight and we're gonna get into it.
So the way that when we first met, right? So I just got the job. I was working there, and then he comes at William Beaumont.
Yeah.
Ops. And I was working there for a while, maybe like about a year actually. So I just didn't get the job. I was there for a year, and then he comes in, right? And I was like, I always try to fill my opponent. If that's weird, I don't know, but you always gotta like be like, hey, this guy's coming in. What's going on? Whatever. And that opponent turns into your partner, your best friend, whatever, right? So I was like, hey, so what's going on? Like, at the time I was going to school. I'm like, you going to school? And he's like, yeah, I've already been. I'm like, what's your degree in? And he says, it's in design. And then from there, I was just like, really? Design?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah. He's like, I got a degree in blah, blah, blah. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, what programs do you use? We started talking like that, right? And then he was like, I use Adobe, blah, 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 whatever. And I'm like, oh shit, I like this. And then after that, it stopped.
Yeah,
It went away. And then I moved over here. He moved over here. Like in our office, it makes sense because it's like a square.
Because actually, the first time I went down there, I was going to SLC.
Yeah.
And I wanted, because I was like, because someone told me.
Well, he called me first.
Yeah.
He had before he even worked there. He called me and was like, "Hey, I need some." Someone said like, "Hey, he needs some help."
Because you just came back from there,
right? And I was like, "I just came back. I'll do whatever I gotta do." And he never fucking used me.
Well, I mean, you
me.
sent me some stuff, but then like.
And then he was like, fuck this stuff. I don't care.
It just kind of went away, and then I found out that I was gonna be going down in ops. Like the way the desk arrangement was, we was like.
Yeah. So then I moved from this corner to this corner, and then he moved over there.
So we was like in the same kind of side of the room.
Right. So then I was like, one day we were just, I don't know what the fuck. This is gonna be totally wrong, but like one day I was like, I've always wanted to start a business.
But we were talking about graphics.
Yeah.
And then he was like, I always wanted to start. I was like, please don't even say T-shirts. And
it was like, yes, T-shirt biz, damn right. Then we started talking from there, and it was like, and then it was done. Because we were both like, kind of like, I don't know, right? So I was like, hey, let's do it for let's just try it out, right? So we were both kind of trying to convince ourselves. Mm-hmm. So like, let's try it out. We'll do it 1 year. We'll just do it. We started off strong, man. We started off really strong.
It was really good.
It was like 400 profit.
Yeah, that started.
We began the first month. We were like making $400 profit. That's not even like whatever. And then it just as it goes on, you have the same pool of people. They're just kind of tired of buying the same, and we had a thing where every month or 3 months we were going to put out new designs and take the ones away. So there was like a countdown, and that was cool.
And then we was going to do something to where kind of like we was going to treat our T-shirts like comic books, to where you bring it back. Like,
oh yeah, you might have a couple that are really good designs that come back in the future, whatever. And but you know what? I mean, we just didn't reach out far enough, I guess.
Yeah, our downfall was the business aspect of it. It's just
and don't get me wrong, I have a degree in business management. You know what I mean? It just didn't seem like it just we have other things to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We have jobs.
We have
like
family.
Life gets in the way of certain stuff, and that wasn't our main priority because it's a hobby.
Yeah, it
it's
wasn't
a hobby.
something that put food on the table. So
yeah. Things that put food on the table took priority over our hobby, and that's fine.
But what I can definitely say, even though we say all of that, but we still kept the business alive, because even though it didn't put food on the table, we still kept it alive.
Yeah.
Hell, if we didn't, this wouldn't be here.
We were doing 2 a days. Like we were doing, I mean not 2 a days, 2 a weeks of videos, Tuesdays, Thursdays, like no problem. I mean, okay, so this is what we forgot to say, was we were doing this whole t-shirt thing, and we were doing designs, we were turning them out, we were having a good time, we were collaborating, all this stuff, right? And then one day I'm like, hey, why don't we get together and like videotape?
Well, first was like, hey, like he was like, hey, come to my house so we can like just kind of brainstorm art, like designs and stuff like that. But then after a while, we're like, well, how are we like recording this? Like, we could sit here and talk all day and exchange stuff, but then what happens the next day? Do we even remember what we talked about? And then he was like, well, why don't we just record it?
So I had like a little stand, and I had my iPhone, and it was click record, and we were like just us designing. And if you look at our YouTube channel, go to the first video, you'll see us just being, it's ridiculously gross. Like lighting's terrible, all that's just terrible.
Like none of this stuff was.
No, it's bad, right? So then after a while, I'm like, I like this. I like just drinking and having a good time and talking about nonsense and maybe designing in the process, right?
Because actually, we started off with I would bring my whole setup.
Yeah.
My laptop, my draw pad. He would have his draw monitor. We had the whole thing set up to where like we looked like we were drawing and designing.
To the point where I was like, let's just do a couple of seconds of us just pretending to draw, and then I could throw it in there, you know, like reel it in. And it was like, I like this. I love designing. Don't get me wrong, and I'm good at designing. So is he in designing. But I also love this. I love doing the videos. I love doing the social media. I like this, right? And that's where you come in.
Yeah.
You come into this. So, by the way, we're talking about this whole like welcome to the past type stuff. This is how we met. This is what we've done. But this is also a video that brings in Brandon.
This is kind of we're extending.
Yeah. So Brandon, tell the viewers what you bring to this. Be humble though. Don't be a dick.
I'd like to bring a different type of energy, a different outlook. I don't think I am nearly as creative as these gentlemen here, but I'm driven, motivated, and I can take an idea and run with it as long as I'm motivated to run. I like the social aspect of creating content. I like talking to people. I like reaching people. I like, the back and forth dialogue of how the things that you say and the things that you put out to the universe, how people receive it, and how, it benefits people's lives. Because at the end of the day, a simple handshake, a hug, or hey, how you're doing, or anything can be the difference between, whether somebody lives to see another day or, gets a great job or whatever. And, what got me into content creating and wanting to speak to people was...
This guy won't stop talking.
Don't worry, we edit it.
He won't shut the
my dad's death, I feel like he gave me a lot of things that
I don't like that at all.
People can benefit from, and it kind of sparked the idea. So here I am. Hopefully, I can contribute to something that they already have positive.
Oh, absolutely.
Add to it, and make it a little bit better.